thinking about like takeaways that I hope listeners have is like one, if you have a dream, like don't keep it to yourself. Like I talk a lot about, we need to democratize understanding within our industry. We need to embrace a abundance mentality versus a scarcity mentality. Like I hope every single, vendor in those expo halls wants to copy our idea. I hope that this
Mhm.
is something that doesn't just stay with us. It wasn't like a proprietary idea that only we can do. I hope everyone can embrace this idea that we have more than enough to make anything we want to do come true. We just have to maybe work together or resequence the pieces. So like if you have a dream, don't keep it to yourself. Put it out there. The second thing I think, and it really comes back to, we had gone back and forth kind of with Moon Lab and some other folks about like building connections for a cause. And we had got back some quotes that I'm like, that's out of our budget. And I remember you saying, Jen, I get it. Like that's not our budget of where we are now, but maybe I can do something with Kim. Maybe we can work something that's digital. Maybe we can rethink of how we're doing it so we can still have the spirit of what we wanted, maybe just not exactly how we originally drew it out. And I'm going to go back to the drawing board because I still believe in this, even though we hit a roadblock. And I think I remember exactly where I was standing at my counter in Nashville when you called and you were telling me this. And I remember being like, nah, like if Courtney's going to double down on the dream, I'm going to double down on the dream. And I'm going to like send that kind of Hail Mary out to the Moonies being like, I don't got much, but I got big dreams. And I think, a lot of times, when you hit that roadblock in that, that journey of dreaming, it can kind of be defeating and you want to be like, I give up. So my second kind of takeaway is like, if you hit that roadblock, like be willing to pivot, but also be willing to double down. And if that double down doesn't work, like maybe like Courtney playing blackjack, then maybe if then, be willing to pivot and like remind yourself, like, what is the origin of that dream? And not be so invested it has to be a specific way, it has to look a specific way. Like what is like that end feeling that you want people leaving or having that experience to leave with, or what is like the ultimate intent of that, and make sure that you don't lose that along the way. I think that's the second piece of like takeaway I would have. And then I think the third one is, a lot of times, like, we are the architects of our own success or of our own misery. And there's a lot of times I think that a lot of big dreams like never see the light of day because they get shut down before they're ever out the door because of like self-doubt, or because you're just like, yeah, no one's gonna like that, that's really stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. When in reality, like, when do one of these. Like, so be willing to like throw it out there and be willing to be like, maybe this is right, maybe this is wrong, but have that conviction to at least try. And I think like trying is the first step. There's a lot of things that I think across my career, like what could you accomplish if you hadn't, been your own like saboteur and like killed it out of the gate. But those were my thoughts when I'm thinking about big dreaming.